It's Blade Show weekend, so how about a twofer? We're going to look at the Gecko Custom Sikorae Lite and the Berg Blades Mini SLiM, and I'm going to give you my first impression on these two totally unique and totally fun EDC knives. Stick around. What it do, Kripple? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly, and we do have a Blade Show twofer today with my first impressions on two completely different knives. But first, there's something really important that I want to talk about. Yesterday, our brother and sister, Bluminati Ninja and Twisted Sis, had their house struck by a tornado. They are both okay, and the dogs are okay, but they're definitely going to need our help moving forward. This is going to be really tough. I can't even imagine, honestly. So stay tuned. There's probably going to be some type of fundraising event with knives and such. But in the link below, or in the description of the video and in the pinned comments, there will be a PayPal link for them. If you can, if you want to send something, anything that you can spare helps. So, keep Bluminati and Twisted Sis in your prayers and your thoughts. We're thinking about you. We love you guys. And we will be here to help you move through this. Also, the Flytanium Arcade Light, I still believe this is the budget knife of 2025 so far. This will be linked down below as well because it's still $72 right now. Whoops, after code DBD. I need to clean it. I've been using the heck out of it. But $72 after code DBD right now during the launch. We're going to start off today with the Gecko Customz Sikorae Lite. Do me a favor, stab that like button like you mean it. All that good stuff. You can also drop a comment below with your Blade Show weekend carry. But the Gecko Customz Sikorae Lite is a mid-size EDC coming in an overall length of 7.37 inches with a 3.04 inch drop point blade of Magna Cut steel. That steel is coming in at 61 to 63 HRC. We'll talk about that in a minute. It is both bead blasted and stone washed. It looks beautiful, has a flat grind. We have a closed length of 4.33 inches with G-Mascus handles on this model. There is also plain G10 and micarta variants as well, and other G-Mascus colors. We have a blade stock thickness of 126 thousandths and a weight coming in at 3.4 ounces. We do have a flipper tab and a blade hole for deployment and a liner lock locked up at about 55% with decent access to that lock bar. No jimping on the lock bar, but not easy to move over. And nice action running on caged ceramic ball bearings. The flipper tab has decent jimping on top. It's not jimped around, but it's still, let's see, yes, it still works for a push button or the light switch. The light switch is very easy. The flipper tab is positioned right about midline with the pivot, so it snaps out very easily. We do have a generous finger choil, which gives us a lot of sharpening life and the ability to choke up on the blade. However, we don't have any jimping up top blocking us in. The G10 scales, G-Mascus scales, cover skeletonized steel liners. We do have a tip up milled titanium pocket clip that is reversible, and we do have a filler tab on the other side. So this is lefty friendly as well, which is nice because the action works very easily left-handed. Behind the pivot and that flipper tab, I can still get a full 4-finger grip with my hands. I wear an extra large size glove. I do have a little bit of room on the end here, so if my hands are a little bigger or if I need to choke back or stretch out, I can. It is most comfortable for me in the choil. I do like this drop point for EDC tasks. The tip on this one is a little above center line of the pivot, but that gives us a little extra belly for cutting on a flat surface or, you know, any tasks that require that belly. But we can still get, pardon me, still get that tip down really easily in either a pinch or a utility style grip. The MagnaCut steel. MagnaCut is one of the most well-rounded super steels out there, if not the most well-rounded. It is very tough, has a very high corrosion resistance, and holds an edge for a decent amount of time. It takes a wicked edge. You prefer to see MagnaCut run at like 62 to 64 HRC to get the absolute best balance of edge retention out of it when we're looking at pocket knives. But anything above 62 is going to hit that nice edge retention, and this is 61 to 63, so it's right in there. We do have a captive pivot and T8 body screws, T8 pocket screws as well. Love to see it. The pocket clip insert screws are T6s, but that's okay. I really don't mind on the insert. It's such a small tab, I get it. I like the smooth pivot and the simple Gecko with a knife on the blade. I think that looks really cool. Very good action. Best Tech is the OEM on this, and the price on this, these are coming in with the Gmaskus at $199. These start at about $179, I believe. The Gmaskus is an extra $20. The micarta is $189. I would like to see jimping on it. The sharpening choil and plunge grind to me is just fine because we have a ton of sharpening life. The hardware is good. Oh, we have a G10 backspacer. But the one thing that I would say is at $200, it kind of would be nice to see tie liners or pivot collars or something. I don't think that pivot collar might be titanium, but it doesn't look like it. And Best Tech offers some knives with MagnaCut and G10 in their lineup for a little less than that. But this being a Gecko Customz design and sold under the Gecko Customz label, I do find that price to be very fair. So if you're looking for a nice EDC with a little bit of style and just some comfort, and you like that that smaller medium size EDC, this is a nice pickup. Good looking knife. We are going to look at the Berg Blades Mini Slim now. And we have featured Berg blades on the channel before. Oh, real quick, Gecko Customz, if you want to check them out, here is their card with their socials. You can pause that and hit those if you want. This COA on this one isn't filled out, but I think that's because this is in the pass around. The Berg Blades Mini Slim, however, we do have the COA on that one. I'm going to set this down right here so that you can see that while I give you some specs on the Mini Slim, which is coming in at an overall length of 5.6 inches with a, where did it go? Okay, we're going to pause for real 1 second. All right, my specs had gone down, so I couldn't get them back up. I ended up just measuring, and it's a just under 2.5 inch blade with a 3 3/8 inch handle. It does list the cutting edge at 2.3 inches, and we have a blade stock thickness of 142 thousandths. I love that, having that chunky blade stock on a little like pocket chode here. Our scale thickness is listed at 152 thousandths with a total thickness of 480 thousandths. We have a total weight of only 2.65 ounces, so this is under 3 ounces. Very easy to carry and pretty much whatever you're wearing. We do have a tip-up milled and non-reversible titanium pocket clip with a titanium backspacer. And this side is full carbon fiber, while this side has a nested titanium liner with a hardened steel lock bar insert. We also, each edition, why isn't that light? Let's turn this way. There we go. Each variant of the Mini SLiM is limited. There we go. And you can see this is number 14 of 40 of this variant with the marble carbon fiber and the satin S90V. I love this cleaver, sheep's footy cleaver blade. You've got a very low tip. This knife is perfect for pinch grips or utility cuts. It's a dream in a utility grip. You can choke right up on that edge and get 4 fingers on it, and that jimping, that chunky jimping does lock me in. So I really do have, enough handle here for some good strong cuts with this little blade. But where this is made for is some nice utility work. That low tip is gonna get in where you need it. Comes down to a very nice, thin, slicey edge. We should probably also do that right quick with the Sikorae as well, just to show its sliciness. But yes, this little pocket chode is definitely a slicer, and that S90V blade is going to keep that edge for a very long time, plus be pretty corrosion resistant. It's not the toughest steel, but that's not what this is made for. And the nice thing is that 140 thousandths blade stock thickness does help make up for its lack of toughness as a steel. It's running ceramic bearings with hardened washers, and we do have tie pivot collars on this one. We're going to do a pocket check or a hardware check real quick. We have a non-captive T8 pivot, T8 body screws, T8 pocket clip screws. You love to see it, and I believe the OEM on this is Riot. I believe they do all or most of Berg blades manufacturing. I think the marble carbon fiber looks beautiful on this, and that action is just phenomenal. It's a joy to flick. When I pulled this out and flicked it open the first time, it just made me happy. I'm going to compare it to some other fifth pocket knives real quick. How about the Spyderco Lil Native. This one is the Knife Joy exclusive CPM 20CV, and it comes in just a little bit bigger than the Berg Blades Mini SLiM. How about the Clio? Man, I gotta wipe these down. I've been using them a lot lately, but it's been so busy. Like, when the day you see this will be the Deadly Daughter's graduation day, so it's been crazy. The Clio, Artisan Cutlery Clio by my homie Johan Jordan, is almost the exact same length. And you know, this is one of my favorite fifth pocket knives. Give you one more comparison on this. You know I gotta pull out my TRM Neutron 2, which is going to be obviously a fair amount bigger. We're going to set this to the side real quick and do a quick size comparison for the Gecko Custom Sikorae Lite as well, since we didn't do that. And next to the Neutron 2, the Neutron 2 is a little bit smaller. And we will do the Flytanium Arcade Lite, which is going to come in longer than the Gecko Custom Sikorae. And one more, just because I can, we will do the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Cutlery Shop exclusive Wharncliffe rendition in CTS XHP, which obviously is going to be quite a bit bigger. That was just a little knife flexing. So, the Berg Blades Mini SLiM comes in between like $255 and $285, I believe, depending on the variant you choose. This one here is $265, and for S90V with this type of tolerances, the limited, what's the word I'm going for? The fact that they are highly limited in availability. Wow, that was tough to say. The fit and finish, this is coming from Riyadh. I also think that's a pretty fair price. Oh, listen to that for a moment, folks. Such a fun knife. So, we looked at the Berg Blades Mini SLiM and the Gecko Custom Knifeworks Sikorae Lite. If this wasn't quite the same as most, maybe my game was thrown off a little bit by worrying about our brother and sister. So I apologize if this wasn't the same as usual videos. But do me a favor, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of these knives. Also, an extra favor, reach out to our brother Blue and our sister Twisted Sis on Instagram. Let them know that you're thinking about them and praying for them. I know they could use it. Also, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, we will be going live with our homie, Bladed Ginger, designer of the Beyond EDC, Geo, and I just had it right here. I just showed it to Mrs. Deadly. His DEFCON Cardington, which he is selling at the show. And I must have sat down when I was showing it to Mrs. Deadly, and now I've got to go grab it. But our homeboy, Bladed Ginger, will be going live from Blade Show and walking us around and showing us some of the coolest stuff that they've got there. So make sure you tune in Saturday morning. All right, folks, have a killer weekend and stay safe, stay frosty. Most importantly, stay deadly.